I am now the proud owner of my very own power washing company. I'm heading to Caldera County, a place that is unnaturally filthy, and my job is to make it submit to my pure cleaning perfection. To do that, I'll need to clean everything dirty inside, unlock every tool and cosmetic in the game, upgrade my way to the most absurdly overpowered washer imaginable, hunt down microscopic stains the game swears still exists, collect all 38 achievements without losing my mind after hours of non-stop cleaning, and most importantly, uncover the deeply unsettling mystery of who keeps hiding these gnomes everywhere. This is what it takes to 100% PowerWash Simulator 2. The game drops us straight into the company headquarters, and obviously the most important thing to do first is greet the kitty cats. Aww, hello Squeak. And Bubbles, hello. Ulysses, a distinguished gentleman. Any words of wisdom?
Control the water. Control the world.
Okay. After that, we can check out the office, which is where all the trophies from completed levels are going to live, and it will be cool to see this place fill up with collectibles. The rest of the headquarters is pretty empty right now, but as we progress through the game, we'll slowly fill this place up and decorate it properly. And by properly, I just mean spamming down furniture because I'm not an interior designer. Heading back to the county map, we can pick our first mission, and more importantly, get our first achievement on the board. From there, we can select our first job, which is cleaning up a second-hand van that we'll be using on our adventures into the amazing world of power washing. Okay, we are in. What is this? Okay, we have different nozzles for different area size. What is this? Another washer? For soap, I think? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. You can highlight the dirt with Q. So after learning the basic controls, we can get down to cleaning this baby up. Ooh, that is so satisfying. Oh, that sound, man. That sound is so good. It just scratches my brain in the right way. Midway through the clean, I get a text from Harper Shaw, who I think is my manager. She says she's putting an ad out to bring in more jobs, which is great, except I'm pretty sure I'm going to attract a lot more than just jobs with this ad. Anyway, back to cleaning. Nice. After wrapping up the job, we unlock our second achievement, All Moved In, and get access to our next mission. Before we head out, I'm gonna swing back to base and spend some of that Kazash money. There are two currencies in this game, one for pure vanity items and another for upgrading our washers. I spend some of the P's to grab a carpet, we give it a quick clean, place it down in the base, and just like that we unlock our next achievement. Okay, that's home decor done. I then clean a couch which looks like a unicorn threw up all over it. Before heading out to the second mission, I take a look at the washers and finally understand the difference between the white and the red washers. Essentially, the red washer has less area but a stronger pressure. Okay, we can move on to the next job. This is actually a small job compared to the van. Okay, and we are done. And we are not done. After getting baited by the game, we clean the outside and now we are actually done. Damn, a double bait is crazy. After finishing the job, we can move straight on to the next one. I did miss an achievement here, so I'll come back and replay it later. For now though, I'll just show a quick time lapse since nothing too eventful happened. I go ahead and fully upgrade the starter washer, which earns me the leading light achievement, and shortly after the dressed for success achievement. Before moving on, I upgrade my washer to the Urban X U2, which is a nice boost and should make dealing with all the grime a lot simpler. I head back to base, pet all 3 cats and unlock the per bonding achievement, and while I'm at it I also do taking note. Oh, these are the figurines we got so far. Heading into the art decor job, the first thing I notice is a massive beam shooting into the sky. I ignore it for now and get to cleaning, mostly because this is also our first test of the new washer, and yeah, it's a super nice upgrade. About halfway through the job though, the beam just shuts off. That's when things start getting a little concerning, because we find out that the beam was apparently the only thing keeping the county's volcano under control, and once the citizens realize it's gone, panic slowly starts to set in. So yeah, mild existential crisis for the town. I on the other hand still have dirt to deal with. After finishing that job, I head back to the campsite level to grab the achievement I missed earlier. All I have to do is clean every lantern on the map using only the red nozzle, which ends up being pretty easy. While I'm at it though, I also unlock the flush surface achievement by purchasing the surface cleaner and all of its attachments. There we go. Flush surface. We head over to a smaller job and there's an achievement here for fully covering this dog car in soap. I finish soaping it up and grab the achievement. While I'm still cleaning though, the owner starts texting me, explaining that this car is the main character in a detective movie. He's convinced it's going to break records, and that it's going to have the biggest climax in cinema history. Honestly though, a detective movie about a dog car sounds ridiculous. But hey, if this guy is chasing his dreams, you should chase yours too. Anyway, with that done, we can move on to the next job. This is the biggest job we've done so far, and trust me, it only gets bigger from here. While cleaning, we get a little more lore about the beam in the sky. Apparently, a massive statue is responsible for firing it into the volcano, and the residents still have no idea why it switched off. Hopefully we learn more because it's starting to really spark my interest. Following that though, we take to the skies and grab the next achievement, which is just for cleaning something while abseiling. We finish up, and honestly, cleaning this billboard was so satisfying. Heading over to the teapot job, there are 2 achievements we can grab here. The first one has us taking the gnome as high as possible using a scissor lift.
Rise and shine, Mr. Finn. Rise and shine.
The second requires placing all 6 gnomes on the teacup seats, which at this point just confirms this game has a serious gnome problem. Back at base, we check in on our collectibles. Okay, we're slowly getting there. We pick up some decor, get it all cleaned up, and place everything down to start slowly filling this place out.
Federal regulations require me to warn you that this next chamber is looking pretty good.
Okay, maybe I am an interior designer. Shit. We then head over to the shooting gallery job, where we grab the Where's Woolly achievement by cleaning the Bigfoot cutout first. And honestly, that's the pattern with a lot of these, just cleaning one specific thing before anything else. So once that's done, we can move straight on to the next job. Since this is on the smaller side, we can get the achievement where we complete the whole job using the adaptable nozzle, which can grow and shrink whilst using it. Kinda like me. Moving on, the next job is the biggest so far, an entire gas station. There's also an achievement here, and all we have to do is kick this football down the slide. And yes, I'm saying football so I don't get shanked by EU viewers. So I just have to kick this ball and that should be it. We finish up the job, and since it was a big one, I end up with enough cash to grab the achievement for owning a mid-tier washer with all of its upgrades. You can refund washers and upgrades at any time though, so I immediately switch back to the XU2 as I just prefer the extra power. The job after that is pretty quick, it's just a small motorcycle, and once that's done, we head straight over to the bandstand job. At this job, there's an achievement for leaving the hatch until last. Oh, that's the hatch. Okay. So we make sure to save that for the end. While cleaning though, we learn why this place got so dirty in the first place. Apparently, this is where all the county's tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists meet up to discuss the beam. And according to them, it comes from a mermaid statue that randomly appeared in the desert. I can only imagine what they're thinking now that the beam switched off. Once everything else is cleaned, we finally circle back to the hatch and grab the achievement. Hatching a plan. The next job is a house, and nothing too exciting happens there, but once it's done, we've earned enough cash to upgrade to the next tier washer, the heavy duty Prime Vista 3000. It has the same pressure as the XU2, but with a much larger spray area. After that, we head back to base and grab the achievement for finding the hidden gnome there, which was incredibly hard to find, if you don't check behind the very first door you see. We then move on to the blimp job, and during the clean, we finally learn why the beam shut off. The gem that powers the beam was stolen. No one seems to know who took it or why. And it definitely feels like this isn't the last time we're going to hear about it. Once the job's finished, I refund the Prime Vista 3000, and with that cash, I can finally upgrade to the Urban X Max. The 2 washers after the Urban X Max are both in-game washers, so it's super exciting knowing that our next upgrade is going to absolutely smack. We head into a smaller mission, and the Urban X Max makes quick work of it. After that, we move on to the farm level, and this one took me about an hour and a half. It's a massive map, but honestly, seeing it fully clean at the end was incredibly satisfying. During the job, Harper Shaw puts out a message asking the town who they think stole the merman's gem. Cutty, one of the residents, immediately blames the neighbor. Apparently, he's always complaining about the humming sound the beam makes, but more importantly, he owns a brick grinder. Okay, so Cutty's just a Karen then. We also learned from the local press that the merman statue was guarded 24/7 by state-of-the-art security, meaning there's no way an average person could have taken the gem. The gem isn't just valuable, it's a scientific anomaly, and the townsfolk just want it back. For now, all we can do is keep cleaning and see how this all plays out. Next, we head over to another intriguing job, a stone circle discovered deep in the wilderness, and I'm called in to clean it up. Before that though, we grab the floor is lava achievement, which is basically just parkouring across these pillars without touching the ground. And there we go. During the clean, we uncover ancient ruins engraved into the pillars, and for some reason, I can't shake the feeling that this might be connected to the gem. Upon completion, we then head over to the rock climbing park job, where the achievement is to clean the pterodactyl at the top of the climb first. And that's flying start done. Since this job is so massive, I end up earning enough money midway through the clean to get the achievement for owning a heavy duty washer and all its attachments. I then refund everything and finally upgrade to an in-game washer, the holy grail of power washers, and my personal favorite, the Prime Vista Pro. Look at that spray area, now that's an upgrade. This washer is so good and I don't even have all the upgrades yet. It makes quick work of the rest of the job. I do try out the Urban Extreme toward the end of the job, but in the next one I switch straight back. I just prefer the larger spray area of the Prime Vista Pro. In this next job, we grab an achievement for cleaning the disco ball first. Honestly, this is one of my favorite jobs in the entire game. Seeing everything go from filthy to absolutely pristine is insanely satisfying. Once that's done though, we head back to the farm, but thankfully this time it's just a tractor. And since it's such a small job, I go for the 3-pronged approach achievement, which has us clean the entire thing using only the Trident nozzle. And I've got to say, this nozzle is extremely broken, especially for the larger jobs. Before heading into the next job, I quickly apply a skin to our van to grab an achievement. The next job takes us to a temple, and while I'm cleaning, I start getting messages from the monks who live here explaining what this place actually is. Apparently they've been obeying a strict vow of silence for generations, all because of some prophecy that I've apparently just fulfilled. Then the floor of the temple literally opens up. Hidden beneath is something called the Crypt of Secrets, a place no one set foot in for over 700 years, and guess who has to clean the inside? On the bright side however, I do get an achievement for coming down here. Down there though, in the middle of this underground chamber is a cell phone, and that's when I start getting texts from an unknown number. It turns out it's an old friend, a time-traveling ally from the future, I'm assuming from the first game. Apparently, after we saved the world together last time, something even worse is about to happen. They explain they tried to return to the future, getting stranded in the past, and use this temple as their last chance to warn me. They tell me that all I have to do is remove the heartstone from the desert statue, flip it 180 degrees, put it back, and apparently that will save the world. Simple enough, except, as we already know, someone's stolen the heartstone. With all that in mind, we keep our eyes open for anything stone related. The next job brings us back to the Arctic Core House, the first place we ever saw the beam. There is an achievement here that I miss, but I'll replay the job later. The job itself is pretty small though, we're just cleaning the owner's car and trailer. Along the way, we learn his wife has left him. As we're cleaning, he starts finding these strange clues scattered around the house that she supposedly left behind. Coordinates hidden in a Sudoku puzzle, followed by more signs pointing toward the mountains. He's convinced she set all of this up so he could come and find her, and honestly, I can't tell if he's slowly losing his mind or if this is actually happening. Once the job's done though, I restarted, grabbed the missed achievement, and then we move straight onto the next one. I head back to replay the small motorcycle job so I can grab the achievement for completing an entire mission using the double turbo nozzle on the Urban Extreme. Once that's done, we move on to the movie theater job. We grab the achievement for cleaning the front row first. Then we found out why this place is such a mess. Remember the guy who was convinced his movie about the dog was going to be a hit? This is the aftermath of that. Apparently, opening night was a disaster. Barely anyone showed up, and the few people who did immediately started laughing at the dog car. Night 2 somehow goes even worse. A group of film students show up and they laugh the whole way through the movie. The next night they bring their friends and this doubles the audience. And then the next night it doubles again. Fast forward a few days and the entire theater is completely packed. Everyone's dressed up as characters from the movies and they reenact every scene and the place gets trashed. Somehow, against all odds, the theater wants to extend the run. Other cinemas want to show it too. So the dog car movie didn't flop, it just accidentally became the funniest comedy of the county. So even if we fail to find the merman's gem and save the world, at least Derek the Gas got his blockbuster. After that job is done, we've got enough cash to buy the last 2 attachments for the Prime Vista Pro, which knocks out another achievement. That leaves us with just 10 more to go. Next we have to clean a whole ass motel. I missed the achievement again, so after the job is done, I quickly replay it and then get the achievement. The next job takes us to a mini roller coaster where we grab an achievement just for riding it. We finish up the clean here and then move straight on to the next job. The achievement on this level has us cleaning the solar system in order, starting from the sun and working our way out to the last planet. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, the most dirty one, Uranus, and finally Neptune. Once that's done, we wrap this one up and keep things moving. The job that follows doesn't have anything too interesting going on, so we finish it up and carry on. The guy who I thought was losing his mind, the one convinced his wife was leaving him hints through Sudoku puzzles, actually contacted us with a job in the mountains. Turns out she really was leaving clues for him. He asks us to come in and do a deep clean on their cabin in the woods. While I'm cleaning the place, I start getting messages from Karen, his wife, explaining that she and Michael are out surveying the mountains. She tells me she's always been sensitive to vibrations and frequencies, and that certain places have their own signature. While she's explaining all this, I quickly check the item shop and realize I can finally buy a skin for the in-game washes, which gets us another achievement mid-clean. According to her, the hum from the beam felt exactly like Mount Rushless, just much louder. That's when she realized the gemstones powering the statue likely came from beneath the volcano itself. She goes on to explain that the gems are made from a completely unknown mineral formed by a planetary collision billions of years ago, incredibly rare and incredibly powerful. Which suddenly explains a lot. Someone tried drilling into Mount Rushless years ago and nearly destabilized the entire volcano, and now she suspects big tech companies are trying again, just on a much larger scale. And if one drill almost caused a disaster, whatever they are planning next probably won't end well. During the next job, we are contacted by a guy who needs his mining rig cleaned. He explains he only signed up because they were supposedly digging up truckloads of gems and he was promised he'd be rich. But after digging way too deep into the volcano, they've got nothing to show for it and the whole operation's been shut down. Even weirder, everything they pull out of the ground comes back filthy, almost immediately, like something down there is reacting to being disturbed. Later in the clean though, Karen messages me and it turns out she was right. She warned that the big mining companies might try drilling into Mount Rushless. And now, seismic readings are off the charts, even worse than when the volcano erupted. But somehow, nothing's actually happening, which raises a pretty big question. Where's all that energy going? One thing's for certain, it seems something pretty big is on its way, and it's not your mom. We then find ourselves at the funhouse, and there are two achievements to grab here right away. The first one has us clean a rotating disc using the surface cleaner. And the second requires us to hit every key on the giant piano in order. As we are cleaning, the story behind this mess starts to unravel. Apparently, the county mayor was chased into the funhouse and pelted with all the food he hates. Turns out he's still not exactly popular around here, mostly because of his involvement in the volcano nearly erupting in the first game. And judging by this place, the townfolk definitely haven't forgiven him yet. From there, we head up to the ski resort. The job starts with us cleaning our way out of the cable car, and honestly, it's a pretty relaxed clean. At this point in the game, we've got both in-game washes unlocked, so everything feels way more manageable. During the job though, Karen messages me again, completely baffled that no one seems to be concerned about the moon spinning. I look up, and yeah, the moon is literally spinning in the sky. Wait, what? The moon's like literally spinning. She says it has to be linked to the massive seismic energy surge being detected at the volcano, which means we really need to find a solution fast, because the gems are still missing. After that, we are sent to clean the mayor's modest limousine, which by the way has a literal helicopter mounted on the roof. While I'm cleaning it, he starts sharing his thoughts on who he's going to pick for town of the year, and it quickly turns into a full-on rant. He trashes every town in the county, calling them irrelevant, unimpressive and not worth recognizing, including his own hometown, which he says is too small and insignificant to deserve anything. He's genuinely insufferable the entire time, and honestly, after hearing all that, I completely understand why he got chased into a funhouse and pelted with fruit. After that, we head to the mall. I was expecting a massive clean, but once I loaded in, it turns out this is a small mall. This is a small mall. We grabbed the achievement for cleaning the aisle first, and honestly, I'll admit it, this ended up being one of my favorite jobs, and I'm not entirely sure why. After that, we move on to a futuristic bike. The clean starts off pretty normal, but it slowly gets weird. The rider starts spiraling over his boss and begins spilling all the tea. Apparently, he had to live out in the woods for years because of him. He talks about doing jobs that never made sense, hauling mysterious cargo through tunnels, making deliveries with zero explanation. By the end, he thanks us for the help and says this is his last delivery before quitting for good. The next job is easily the most lore heavy in the game, and it finally lays out what's really been going on. Before I even accept the job, we find out it takes us back to the theater, where a play is being staged as a full expose on the mayor, and that people aren't ready to hear the truth. According to him, it all starts in the desert, where the mayor's cronies secretly mine the gems from beneath the Buckingham merman statue. From there, the gems were smuggled through a hidden tunnel beneath the bandstand, moved under the cover of darkness while the town had no idea what was happening right under their feet. That tunnel eventually led to a remote cottage, where the gems were transferred again, this time into a high-speed vehicle belonging to one of the mayor's accomplices. And finally, everything points back to Mount Rushless, where Blake Thrust has supposedly been hiding out, waiting to get his hands on the gems. Considering Blake Thrust and the mayor were responsible for the volcano erupting in the first game, it honestly makes the most sense that they try something now that everything's seemingly blown over. The writer admits that this last part is speculation, but if it's true, Blake didn't just want the gems, he wanted to use them to power a prototype time machine. However, there's still no concrete evidence, and the gems themselves are nowhere in sight. We get called back to the motel once again, but this time there's an 18-wheeler parked across the road that needs cleaning. The job starts out normal, except we are very explicitly told not to clean the inside of the trailer. While cleaning the outside, I come across a cell phone that looks like it was accidentally dropped. When I pick it up, I start getting a flood of messages, all from the mayor. He's panicking, asking why no one's answering him, demanding to know where the truck is, and making sure the gems are delivered to Blake Thrust as soon as possible. He even warns them not to involve the washer if that weird dirtification thing starts happening again, and casually reminds them not to tell anyone the access code. At this point, things are getting very suspicious. We've got the code, we know the mayor's involved, and now all I can think about is what's actually inside the back of this truck. But first, I finish cleaning the outside. Once that's done, I punch in the code, and the back of the trailer opens up. Inside is a sealed case. And this is it. We finally found the gems. Almost immediately, Harper Shaw sends out a message telling everyone the gems have been recovered, along with incriminating messages directly linking the mayor to the whole thing. One of the top lawyers in the county even steps in, saying he'll take the mayor to court himself.
Oh! Davion Lesage coming in clutch.
The gems are finally back in our hands, and with the truth out in the open, Harper takes them from us, saying she'll return them to the statue herself. We then get called in to clean the town floats as the whole county celebrates the mayor being stripped of his title and justice finally being served. During the clean, Harper Shaw messages me saying she's placing the headstone back into the mermaid's statue. She waits, and sure enough, the beam fires back up. Next, she puts the heartstone in, and then nothing happens. The moon is still spinning, and nothing's changed with the volcano. At this point, it's clear something's wrong with the plan. Harper and I decided to meet up wherever the original beam is pointing, hoping there's still something we can do to fix this. I finish off the job by cleaning the mouse last to grab the achievement, and then we head into the final job. We arrive at the final job, and the beam is now pointing directly at the hidden entrance on the side of Mount Rushless. It turns out the reason nothing worked earlier wasn't the plan, it was the dirt. The entire mechanism is completely blocked. So we do what we do best. As we clean deeper into the mountain, we learn the real reason the moon's been spinning. It's not just rotating, it's slowly falling toward the earth, which means we need to clean this place fast. The more we clear out, the further the beam pushes into the mountain, until finally a gem drops free. We clean it up and the beam shoots straight into the sky, locking onto the moon and neutralizing the threat.
Let's go.
Moral of the story: your mother was right. If you don't clean your room, eventually the moon will fall out of the sky. With that done, we unlock the achievement for finishing the story. The final job also gives us enough cash to knock out the last achievement, owning every washer and every attachment at the same time. That means all the major gameplay achievements are done. What's left now is the final stretch. I buy and clean the remaining furniture. I still need to purchase all the cosmetics, but I've run out of vanity points. To get more, you have to replay levels, and at this point I still need about 5,000 points. The problem is the longest level only gives around 1,200, and it takes an hour and 40 minutes to finish. So yeah, this turns into a lot of grinding. I start running the planetarium over and over, and by my third run, I didn't finish the level, I finished my REM cycle. At that point I knew I had to switch things up, so I mixed in the mall and the roller rink just so I could stay conscious. And after all that, we have enough points to purchase all the vanity items. So here's all the vanity items I purchased just so you can see, and now we know what it takes to 100% PowerWash Simulator 2. So what are my thoughts on the game? Well, the game all in all was satisfying. I can't really fault it because I felt like a power washer, and this is PowerWash Simulator. I will say the story took me by surprise. It was actually really funny and the characters are really well written. So yeah, you should definitely check this game out. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you can check out my other video where I 100% Subnautica using a Sea Glide only. And don't forget, if you liked this video, leave a like, and if you didn't like this video, please tell me why in the comments. I do want to say one final thing before I go. Thank you so much for all the comments that was left on my previous video. It was really motivating and super awesome, so thank you so much for that. That's it from me. Thank you again so much for watching, and bye.